Greetings Internet, welcome to Aaron Plays. I hope you're doing fantastically well. This will be episode 10 of my Battle Hymn playthrough, mission 2, hit and run. Okay, game's in the balance. We're being sort of hunted by a Japanese light tank. Zero, if you haven't watched my other videos, or prior video to this one, I've decided that's done. It's just flying around now. It has no more ammunition. It can't do any more strafing because it was ruining the scenario in my mind, and through a few of the comments that I've seen that you guys make that, yeah, it's I mean, we play these games for fun. That stopped the game being fun. I couldn't see any way around it. So I'm continuing the mission. I want to knock out one more building and then hopefully get back to the rafts, drag the incapacitated guy out of where the trap is. Again, I explain what I'm going to do in episode 9 for that, so go and watch that if you haven't watched that already. So yeah, so that's the plan. Let's go down the map and see what's going on. So there's a little cheapskate tank. Okay, so he's come all the way, it drove through his minefield, came all the way down here, and now he's driving along here. Not sure how or far or where he's going to go from there, but we shall see. My guys that were around the boats have pulled back a little bit here. Hopefully they'll stay under control. Still one Japanese soldier here who's giving Davis a bit of a hard time. I think we're going to have to deal with him. And we moved up Carter, who did a lot of moving last turn. He went from this position down to here. Was then ordered by Baldwin to go to here, where Alan gave him his satchel charge, and then he moved all the way back there. So yeah, you can move quite far if you use the orders that the commanders give you. Now he's out of command range, so hopefully he won't panic. So let's get on with what we're going to do. First off, we have to do is the random event. And 7 plus 4 is 11. Remember, I'm not using the 0 anymore. So if it's the 0, he's just flying around. Okay, it's giving me paragraph 164. Now, I am filming this. This is episode 10. I filmed episode 9 about 20 minutes ago. So I'm basically just continuing playing, recording. I know they've been released individually, and that is because obviously I don't want you guys sitting there for hours and hours and hours watching one video. I'm releasing them an episode which is a round per time. Okay, so that was a little 164. I wish there was a quicker way of doing the paragraph book. I mean, I suppose I could pause while I'm searching for it, but then will that make the video all a bit jumpy? Right, okay, 164, not 1194, 164. Okay, one Japanese weapon fired in the previous round is out of ammo. Woohoo! If more than one weapon was fired last round, determine which is out of ammo randomly. Okay, so he is out of ammunition. Interesting. Is there a counter I can place to denote that? Well, I couldn't find an out of ammo marker, so I just put his weapon on him. I can flip that over for a jam, but he's not jammed. So just by putting the marker and putting a little note, I've denoted he is out of ammunition. Excellent. Right. That's the random event. So we now go into initiative. Japanese roll 9, I roll 5. That's reverse of last time. Okay. So Japanese have the initiative with a 9. That will put the tank with 1 action. Why did I put soldier U? He's not out of action. Okay, and with a 9, he's got 1 action as well. Okay, so with a 5, he's up there. Okay, now, his personal initiative is 4. He's got no one within 2 hexes of him, so I think he might panic. He actually does panic. The 5's up there. Okay, these guys with a 5. 5, yeah, he's still, yeah. These guys with a 5, they're all okay. And these guys with a 5, they panic as well. they haven't got enough nous to keep them going. So they're down in the panic section. So we're over here. This is going to be a quick round, isn't it? All right, well, Japanese first then. Soldier U. Interesting to see what he's going to do with no ammo. Right, he rolls a 6. Sorry, it's not him rolling 6. It's the Japanese initiative number is a 6. Okay, with a 6, what we're going to do. Roll of a 6, so roll action rifle, condition 5. He does paragraph 803. Well, it's basically ordering him to do some shooting. He hasn't got a weapon to shoot, and it doesn't give anything else for him to do. So I'm just going to say he's looking for ammunition, I suppose. Even the specific rules about Japanese ammunition doesn't say what they do when they're out of ammunition, other than it says that they're out of ammunition. So, and if the Americans capture that weapon, Japanese soldiers do not have ammo boxes and do not expend ammo clips from firing. Japanese can run out of ammunition as a result of a paragraph. That's it. Doesn't say that they go prone. It just says follow the instructions. If there's no instructions that you can do from that paragraph, then they do nothing. So in other words, he's doing nothing. He's sitting there with his knife. He's got 2 hand grenades. Will he throw a hand grenade? Now that's an interesting. He is armed with those. What is he? Oh no, he's used those already. In an earlier episode. So in actual fact, no. I've got two across through the 2. He used those when he was back in his little foxhole. Was it this foxhole? Yeah, it was this foxhole. He was lobbing grenades at my guy in there. So, no. He's got a knife. Can't throw a knife. Well, I think you can. Anyway, let me know in the comments if I missed something. Do they pull out? Do they go self-preservation? I can't see anything along the lines, but let me know in the comments. And while you're there, or if you're not there but you still want to, give us a like. That'd be much appreciated. Anyway, moving on. So he does effectively knout. Right. Then the tank. Now, what is Mr. Tank going to do? Because I'm intrigued. With an activation number of 6... in the event phase, we didn't lower these rounds, did we? I say we. You didn't remind me, did you? Change label, so that goes now to 4 rounds. Okay. And this one goes to 1 round. So next round, it will be gone. Right. That was done in the event phase. Okay, so over the tank. We've got an activation number of 6, which tells me paragraph 907. 907. Okay, I was being told to drive fast. So we'll roll for the driving ability. Yeah, he's fine. This Japanese driver is pretty good, isn't he? Okay, so they've got 7 movement points. So he is moving. He's currently occupying V17. Where is he going to go? V17. He goes to U17. Okay, so rotate clockwise. That takes him down to 6 movement points remaining. And at U17. There's a T16. Ooh, going away. Keep going, boy. Okay, 5 movement points remaining. T16, sorry, my bad. Goes to S16. Right, so let's have a look at that palm tree. 4 movement points remaining. S16. Just paragraph 080. 080. Okay, If an active US soldier is north of this hex, enter R16. Right, so north is up there, north of that hex. Yes, we've got a couple there north of R16. So north of this hex, go into R16. So we are. So has he been alerted that there's some Americans still around the airfield? R16, that leaves him with 3 movement points left. Where is he going then? Hopefully away. R16. Goes to Q17. Don't come back. Q17. Means he goes to P16. Yeah, you're definitely getting the feeling that he's been alerted that there's some Americans floating around, isn't he? He's got 1 movement point remaining, P16. Where's he going then? P16, Q, no. O17. Rotate. Counterclockwise. And that's his movement done for this round. Okay. So he's definitely been alerted. It looks like he's coming back. Alright, so that's him finished. Over to me. Right. So we've got active Davis, Baldwin and Clark. Sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? Davis, Baldwin and Clark. Right, well, we're going to start with Mr. Clark, who's going to go it's an action to throw it in either case, so you might as well crouch to O3, see if there's any machine guns, mines, whatever else can get in the way. O3, got the word none. Okay, so that's him done. Right, we can do that next round. Okay, he's only got 1 clip of ammo left, Davis, and he's got no hand grenades. So I think, well, this Japanese soldier is unarmed. Flores, my dead dude, has got 2 grenades, is SAR, Garand, and 4 clips of ammunition. So the question is, I know as a player that we know that Japanese soldier is without ammo. Davis doesn't. Now, the Japanese soldier could be swearing. Davis could understand that. I'm going to give, again, this is me role-playing it. Because I would like him to go out and collect that ammo, but it doesn't really make sense, does it? So we're going to see if he understands that the Japanese soldier is out of ammunition. We're going to do a PC check on him. And Davis' PC is 3. He rolls, that's cocked. Try that again. 3. 9. No, he doesn't. He decides that going out there, the Japanese isn't firing, but that could mean anything. So he's not going out there to go and pick up some ammo. He's wounded anyway, and it would cost him a movement point to go from prone to crouch. So he'll do that. I don't want to delete the prones. Okay, so he goes into crouch. He's got 1 clip of ammunition. He will do a snap fire onto the Japanese soldier. Now, when he snaps fire, he's got a bigger chance of jamming. So 10% chance of jamming. 95, he's okay. All right, so he now fires. Basic to hit, because the Japanese is crouching, it's 5, because it's short range. He's got 2 weapon skills. He's a good shot, so it takes him from 5 to 7. The Japanese is crouching in the jungle, which I think from memory was -3, but let me get a double bubble check. Jungle -3. That takes his 7 to a 4. Got to use the Japanese dice there. 9. No. And then does he consume his last clip of ammunition? Which they begin. 51. He just doesn't. 50%. So he was a little bit conservative on the shooting there. So that's him. I forgot to take into effect snapshot, which is another -2. So, sorry, wounded and snapshot. So that was completely bogus, the numbers I used there, because snapshot is -2 and being wounded is another -1. So he was a -3. So in actual fact, he needed not a 4, he needed a 1 or a 0. So, okay. But he missed anyway. So no harm, no foul. Got to remember that for next time. But he's now crouching. So that leaves Baldwin. All right. Ideally, I want to keep Clark under command. So Baldwin stands up. His free stance change. Goes into Q5. We know that's fine. So that's 1. Goes into Q4. 2. Goes into P3. Fine. Done his stance change 3, 4. So he can't do a stance change from there because he did his free stance change. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's him done. Then the guys that panic become prone. So, which is a pain when you're wounded, but because you don't get a free stance change, do you? Okay. That's for Hibbert. Right. Well, that ends that round. Now, I said I was going to do 1 round per video, but that was actually a short round. So I'll tell you what, we will move into the next round. Okay. So, first off then is random event. This is where the Japanese soldier gets his ammo back. 7. Random event. Let me get the chart. That's 0 again. So this has now gone, and this one goes to 3 rounds. Change label. Go to 3. Okay. Right. Next up is initiative. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Japanese have got it again with an 8, and I've got a 5. Don't like the 5 because that means, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's going to panic again. 5, we only get 1 activation. It's a bit lousy, and they panic again. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it? 8 for the Japanese. He gets 1. It's going to be another short round. I suppose that's useful. Tank. Oh, he gets 2 activations. So yeah, and then we roll for the Japanese activation number, which is 4 this time. 4. Okay. We therefore begin with Mr. Tank. What is Mr. Tank going to do? He's rolled a 4. It's paragraph 905. Put that up there so I don't forget it. Tells me it drives fast, so drive roll for the Japanese driver. 7. He's still okay. His driving skill's 8. So I think he'd only fail on a 9. That skill drops if they start taking any casualties. They're open at the present moment, but we've got no one anywhere near him. So he's starting in 017. Where are he gonna go? Keep going that way. That's fine for me at the moment. 017. he goes to N16, so he goes there. N16, he goes to M17. That actually should be recording that. He's now down to 5 movement points. M17, he's going to L17. Yeah, he's buggering off. Excellent. L17 to K18. 3 movement points remaining. K18. He goes to J18. 2 movement points remaining. J18. He goes into J19. Ooh. He didn't go onto the road there. Okay, J19, maybe I should change his J19. He's got 1 movement point remaining. At J19, he goes into K. So he doesn't go back down the road. K19. Okay. Don't tell me. That gives me a short window of opportunity to get out. Okay. So he's definitely patrolling the coast. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's him done on that round. Who's next? Japanese again. So Soldier U. This is a new activation, isn't it? So we've got to do a new number for them. Activation number now is 7. And we do Soldier U with a 7. 5 to 9. He's on, that's paragraph 803. 803. What's he going to do now? Well, it says he conducts best fire, which obviously he can't. And then it says after this fire, he goes prone. So, by my reckoning, he goes prone. Again, let me know in the comments if this is bogus, but he's got no grenades. He's got a knife. He's falling prone. There'll be an option. So he might be looking for ammo around the area. I don't know. But anyway, that's him out of the equation for this round. Back to Mr. Tank, and he rolled Mr. Tank. He rolled. We got a 4, and that means they're going to do paragraph 905, which I think is what we've already had from, is it? So it's going to be the same. Drive fast. Okay, so let's do a driving roll. Rolls a 4. Yeah, this Japanese driver is loving it. All right, so he's currently in hex. What? Where are we? Where are we? He's over here. Okay, let's bring that back down there. All right, so he's in K19. K19 goes into L18 for 1. We've got 6 remaining. Okay, L18. He goes into M18. 5. M18. He goes into N18. Number 4. N18. He goes into O18. Leaving him with 3. So O18 goes into P18, leaving him with 2. And then P18 goes into Q18, leaving him with 1. And Q18 goes into R18. That's him done. So effectively, he's repeating the cycle. So if we want to escape, we're going to have to time it well. Unless, of course, there's a change or a random event or something like that. It looks like they're doing a full sort of circle in and around the beach. I thought they might drive back along this track, or there might be another track for him to go on, but considering the condition hasn't escalated, so okay, that's him done. And then we're over to the Davis DBC, Davis, Brown and Clark, Baldwin and Clark. Okay, we're going to start with Clark. He's going to lob the satchel charge into there as his action. And for the satchel charge to be effective, we need to roll, well, first of all, we've got to see if it's a dud. Okay, satchel charge, 5% chance of a dud. 18, it's okay. And then I think it was a 6 or below to actually blow the building. He rolls a 7. I better double check that. I'm not sure his weapon skill will affect. Okay, so I've got a roll for scatter on that. And on a 6 through 9, it's still ending the target hex. So that's how he rolls. He rolls a 1. This is a bit bonkers, isn't it? It's gone over there. How's he thrown it over the building? I don't understand some of these rules at times. Let me just double check again. Okay, I've been delving into the rules for satchel charges. Okay. All right, so for a start, this is where it's a bit bonkers. Why would he be throwing it? Why would he be placing it? There are no rules for placing a satchel charge. Secondly, according to the weapons chart, I can't even throw it from 1 hex away. You've got to be 2 hexes away. Trying to throw it through a window. It doesn't make sense. Because the throwing through a window, throwing from a non-adjacent hex is -3. So he's placed it in there rather than throwing it. Because that's what I've been doing on these, I'm sure. He's placed it in there. We've determined it's not a dud. And then we've got to check for damage. And we rolled that 7. Okay, and it's got to do anything, well, satchel inside, anything higher than a 4 is incapacitated or killed. So he rolled a 7, which satchel inside, it's a kill. So I'm going to have that as the building's blown, because I can't. He's just literally leaning across, putting the satchel charge down there and legging it as far away as he can. Why would they throw them? Again, in fact, there is no rule for placing a satchel charge. That's what he's done. So that building gone boom. Okay. If you know any wiser, am I missing something again? Quite likely. But that was the last satchel charge. That's gone boom, which gives me another 2 victory points. As I say, I just don't understand some of these rules. I love the game, don't get me wrong. I really do love the game, but there are so many gaps that just don't make sense. And again, I know it's a fun game, light and such forth. The rules aren't meant to make sense. Well, aren't they? Okay, so he will now, he was meant to actually stand, so that was his free stance change to stand, and he's done that now. Okay, that's Clark. Davis. This guy's now prone. He's still not heard a shot come from there, so I'm going to see if he can now advance out and go and see if he can pick up some weapons. So I was doing it as a PC check on him. He's heard no fire, so I'm going to actually give him double his PC from 3 to 6. See if he goes out. He rolls a 1. He does. Okay. He's wounded, so that will take all of his movement points to do that. Go out there. He's only got 1 action. So there we go. Davis is done. And then finally, Baldwin. He wants to keep this guy into command, so he will issue him an order. Let's get out of here. job done. So Clark will get another activation, and he will move 1, 2, 3. These are all hexes we've been through so far, and then crouch. When he gave up his order, he would also crouch. Right, so that is the end. Because all these other guys who went prone, they did it last actual round. So that's the end of that round. So we've done 2 rounds in this episode. Let's go back to the top and have a little brief discussion. Well, some of these rules are a little bit opaque. I mean, throw in DCs. I'm visualizing it in my head that they're just plonking it through the window or such forth. So when I was looking there, you can't even throw them if you've got to be more than 1 hex away, because it's got a little black dot there, and then trying to throw it through a window. Why would they try and throw it through the window? So I might have mentioned that. Well, I did mention it in the video. I've decided that they're plonking it beside the building, and yeah, pulling the cord, stepping back enough distance, blowing the building up. And I was looking for a wound or a kill to knock the building out. And that 7 did that. So, yeah, I say sometimes these rules, there's 0. It's just flying around, strafing willy-nilly. It's just ridiculous. But these rules were, it was written back in the 80s. Maybe they hadn't thought about game balance or whatever. I haven't got back to the guy who's in the Panji, or tiger trap as they call it in this one. Remember, what I'm going to do with him is basically digging around and then we just drag him out. So that enemy tank seems to be on a patrol. So we might have to loop. So we might have to time how we get out according to where that tank is. 2 rounds in this episode because they were quite short. I'm trying to keep the videos quite quick and smooth, but again, it's all really dependent on the amount of actions and activities that happen in the round. So I think it's time to try and get out of dodge now. A Japanese is unarmed, guaranteed he'll find his bullets or whatever when we least need him to do so, but that's the nature of the game, isn't it? But if you could like the video at this point, that would be much appreciated. If you're still here, then please do. It's like your housekeeping. It's like your rent, isn't it? Or whatever way you want to look at it. I've filmed the video. You've watched the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you didn't enjoy it, just let me know in the comments. Why not? What did I do wrong? What do you think I could have done better? I am taking a little bit of a RPG way of viewing the game, especially with Dylan. Not Dylan. Dylan's another game. Davis going forward. I could have just moved him. I thought, would he? I'm just using a little bit of role-playing nous there. Subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy what I do. That, again, all helps the channel. And, yeah, any comments are always answered. Good, bad, indifferent, advice, rules advice, anything along that line. Because anyone who's watching who then reads the comments, it all helps their play. If you'd like to financially support the channel, there's membership tab at the bottom underneath the video there, and there's also a super thanks if you'd want to. But other than that, play games, have fun, buy internet,